Well, early voting is now over. Election day itself is tomorrow. Dr. Lee Hanna, political science professor at Wright State University, joins us now live as we look ahead to a very big day and night for our country. Lee, as you know, you can always tell a lot by tracking the candidates' whereabouts on this crucial final day. Ohio is a state that Donald Trump won by 8 points back in 2016, but Joe Biden was here today in Cleveland earlier. What does that tell us, if anything, about the state of play in Ohio heading into Election Day?
Yes, you're right. Biden was in Cleveland, and I was looking this morning at the early voting data and just how high turnout is in certain parts of the state. And it looks like that some of these large counties like Cuyahoga are lagging a little bit. And so I imagine that as they're looking at their data, they realize that there may be an opportunity to pull a few more voters out. And at the same time, we're right in between two big battlegrounds of Michigan and Pennsylvania. So when it just comes to the logistics of travel, it's easier to schedule a stop here than maybe going across the country to Arizona or something.
Lee, for those of us who've lived through countless election nights in our lifetimes, we're used to that pattern late in the evening. Typically the networks start making their final call and we go to bed knowing who the president or president-elect is. But that very well may not be the case tomorrow night. We're being prepared the people are telling us we may not know the winner tomorrow night. Why is that? Why is this year so different?
You're right. It's very unlikely unless there is just a landslide for one of these candidates that we will really know. The truth is we have a few key battleground states that, barring things go smoothly tomorrow, will have their counts in at kind of that normal time, that normal pace. So Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, we should start seeing some data from those states. And reporters are going to be very careful to contextualize whatever is coming out. And the AP is going to be super slow to call anything. At the same time, though, Pennsylvania is not going to be anywhere near ready to report results tomorrow because early voting is new there. They have different laws. And so for those reasons, they can't start processing ballots to tomorrow. In previous elections, we waited several days for the Michigan result in 2016. It just didn't matter because Donald Trump was already over 270, whether or not he won Michigan. But when states are really close, you just have to get the votes right. And so it's unlikely we will get a result unless a candidate just runs away with it, which I'm not expecting.
Okay, Lee, finally, briefly, if you could, now you may have already answered part of this, but as we tune in tomorrow night and watch the election results come in, for a guy like you, help us, which are the 1, 2, 3 states to focus on early that may tell us which way things are going tomorrow night?
I think you can look at Florida and North Carolina and Ohio, even if those states maybe go in the expected direction. I think certain counties, I'll be looking at like suburban counties around Columbus, rural counties like Trumbull and Summit, and some Ashtabula counties in the Northeast. That's where I will kind of be looking to see how they trend, because I anticipate that some of those patterns are going to be consistent with Pennsylvania and Michigan and other states that may come in later.
All right, Dr. Lee Hanna from Wright State, who will be with us tomorrow evening, by the way, to help us decipher the results as they come in. Lee, get some rest. We'll put you to work tomorrow night. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mark.